question or you need to respond to the customer with information, multiple choice questions will appear on the screen, asking, "What would you say to the customer?" Read each answer carefully and click on the best choice. There may seem to be more than one correct answer, but just choose the best response. If the question is covering information needed to answer the question, you can move the question by clicking on the question box and dragging it to a different position on the screen. We don't expect you to remember every procedure when you first begin answering calls. During a call, if you have trouble figuring out what to do next, pay close attention for on-screen hints. These hints will help you complete that part of the call. However, after hints are displayed, if you're still unable to respond, the system will automatically move on to the next part of the call. You should try to answer questions and enter information without use of hints as often as possible. During certain sections of the call, if you need to hear information more than once, you can use the repeat button. This button will not always be available. When the repeat button is available, it will be visible on the screen. Sometimes you may need to research information in order to respond appropriately to a customer. The Knowledge Bank contains information on a number of topics, policies, and guidelines. To access the Knowledge Bank, click on the Knowledge Bank tab. The Knowledge Bank search works like a typical internet search engine. You can enter specific keywords and click Search. Information related to your search will appear on screen. Selecting the correct keyword is essential when using the Knowledge Bank. If you enter the incorrect keyword, the Knowledge Bank may return incorrect information or no results at all. Pay close attention to potential keywords before you research information in the Knowledge Bank.
Which one is that?
This whole filming thing.
For example, if Mr. Smith wanted more information about cancellation fees, you would type cancellation fee in the Knowledge Bank. You could also type the word fee, but this would not return the most accurate results. During calls, you'll be required to navigate between various parts of the system. I will now review the functions of each of the system screens. The account information screen is the default page for the system. You will start and end each call from this page. During a call, you can return to this screen by clicking on the Account Information tab at the bottom of the screen. The Account Information screen allows you to look up customer accounts, verify and edit account information, view transaction history and account summary, and code calls. After answering a call, usually we look up a customer's account using the account number, but sometimes you may need to use the customer's name or the order number. After entering the customer information into the appropriate field, click Search. If you input incorrect information, the system may inform you that no matching records could be found. For example, let's say you're given the customer account number 755341. You would enter this number into the account number field as quickly as possible and click Search. If you need to make changes to a customer's account information, click on the field of information you would like to edit and make your changes. When you've edited all the fields that needed changes, click on the Save button to the right of the information fields. For example, I'll change Mr. Smith's address from 121 North Main Street to 131 North Main Street. The main account information page also contains information about recent account history. You can see recent account activity as well as a description and notes for each call. For example, the last call for Mr. Smith was a service call that required a rescheduled appointment. As I already mentioned, you should return to the account information page to provide a transaction code after each call. Calls are coded by clicking on Add New Code, selecting the transaction code from the drop-down box, and clicking Save and Close. Keep in mind that we receive many calls a day, ranging from new orders to billing issues to technical questions. We classify each call using a transaction code. You will need to enter a code at the end of each call to help the call center keep track of why customers are calling. This is a list of the transactions or common call types. Most of them are self-explanatory, but we've also included definitions for you to review.
Oh, yeah. So this is where I went wrong. Saved account, lost shipments. Can you take a picture of this place, please? It's okay.
We will now look at the Invoice Information section. To access this section, click on the Invoice Information tab. The Invoice Information section of the system allows you to review current and previous invoices and credit or make payments to open invoices. As you can see, the Invoice Information section contains information on invoice history. The invoice history is a list of all previous and current invoices. By clicking on any of the invoices on the invoice history list, you can view the billing details for that invoice. For example, I will pull up the details for invoice number 9573. If a client requires a credit to their account, you should select the line item to be credited and click the credit button in the invoice details section of this page.
Okay.
In order to make a payment to an open invoice, click Payment on the Invoice Details section of this page. The pop-up screen will allow you to enter the credit card type, number, and expiration date. First, select the card type from the drop-down menu. Second, enter the card number. Third, enter the month and year of the expiration date in the associated fields. Once you have entered the information, click Save and Close. We will now look at the Order Information section. To access this section, click on the Order Information tab. The Order Information section of the program allows you to view, sort, and edit previous orders, as well as create new orders. Returns and reshipments are also handled on this screen. If the customer would like an order shipped to an address other than the billing address, you must select Other under the Ship To section and enter the correct shipping information in the fields. The order history provides a detailed history of the products and services purchased by the customer. This section can be sorted by clicking on any of the headers like order number, item number, or quantity. You may sort from high to low or low to high. For example, I can sort Mr. Smith's purchase history by item quantity order from highest to lowest. To see additional details about a single order, you can click on any item in that order, and the details will be shown in the section below. To create a new order, click on New Order. This will open a pop-up screen that allows you to add items selected from the drop-down menu. First, you select the item, then enter the quantity, and finally click Add to include the item. Once the order is complete, click Save and Close. Remember that you must return to the Invoice Information section to make a payment to an order. To edit an order, you select the line item you would like to modify and click Edit. This will open a pop-up screen that will allow you to change the item number or quantity of a selected line item. For example, if you wanted to change the order for 5 units of M831 to 5 units of A502, you would select the item and click Edit. Then you would select A502 from the drop-down menu and enter 5 in the quantity field. Once you have made the change, click Save and then Close. Select the order you would like to reship from the order history and click Reship. You can either reship to the same address that is listed on the order or to an alternate address. After you've made your selection, you click Save and Close. If a customer would like to make a return, you must first select the appropriate order from the order history and then click Return. You will then be asked to enter an email address for the prepaid shipping label. Next, you will select if the return is for the entire order or a partial order. If you select a partial order, you will need to select the items to be returned and click Add. Once all of the items are selected, click Save and Close. If the customer has a question about a delivery, you may want to view the proof of delivery. The proof of delivery will show when and where the shipment was delivered, as well as a copy of the signature of the person who signed for the shipment. You can view the proof of delivery by clicking View under the Order Details section. You can close this pop-up by clicking on the X box in the top right-hand corner. We will now look at the Service Requests screen. To access this section, click on the Service Requests tab. Sometimes it's necessary to schedule a service call for a customer experiencing a problem with their service. To